What is good, you guys? What is good? Back with another video, this time talking about all 32 NFL teams and their current quarterback situation, I guess you could say, right? And let's not even waste any time, bro. Let's dive straight into it. So we got the NFC West first, and we're going to go Seattle Seahawks. Seattle Seahawks, we all know, right? They dumped Geno. They bring in Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold went from Shanahan for 1 year, then he went to KOC for another year, had a really good year, was really shaky in the playoffs, right? They had that bad playoff performance, and a lot of people looked at him sideways. And then he went to the Seattle Seahawks, and my whole thing was, I'm like, dude, I'm not going to sit here and act like he can't be a good quarterback. Let's just wait and see, because KOC kind of showed something. Sure enough, him and Clint Kubiak were phenomenal this year. And I mean, there were points this last season where the Seattle Seahawks offense did get a little bit weird, right? There was that. And it could get weird without Clint Kubiak. With the new OC, you just never know. But with the way Sam Darnold play right now, that's their guy. And I mean, you got Jalen Milroe sitting in back of Sam Darnold. Some people even thought that he was going to be the starter. But it's like, no, bro, right now, it's Sam Darnold. And I mean, Sam Darnold just went out and won you a Super Bowl. So that's where they're at right now. Next, we got the Los Angeles Rams. And the thing with the Rams is, you know, a lot of people were really worried about Matthew Stafford and his back going into this season. Matthew Stafford was just fine. He was literally just fine. All of those takes about him and his back, they were overblown. They even got me talking because I was concerned about Matthew Stafford. But he was great this past year. There's a reason he was the MVP, right? As long as Matthew Stafford is paired up in Los Angeles with Sean McVay, they are going to continue to be a dominant offense, and Matthew Stafford is playing as good as ever right now. So really impressed with that guy right now. Next, the Arizona Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals, you guys know the situation, right? Like, it's weird with Kyler Murray. It's weird. He's gone through a couple coaches. Some people question like his attitude. He's dealing with the injury. Sometimes his play is super shaky. You know, they shut him down. He along with him getting hurt, and Jacoby Brissett was like kind of there. Jacoby Brissett, mind you, dude, he's been around, but every now and then Jacoby Brissett just balls out of the QB position. I absolutely love it. But right now with the Arizona Cardinals, I'm here like it, especially with the new coach. It's like, are they going to keep Kyler Murray? Because my thing is, I'm like, I think you guys should just move off him and, you know, continue to build your team and wait for another quarterback to come around. That's my thing with Kyler Murray right now. Like, I don't think he's their quarterback. I don't know if he's going to be there. But with a new coach and it not being his guy, I don't know if Kyler Murray's going to be there at the start of the year. But we'll just have to see. Next, we have the San Francisco 49ers. We all know Mr. Brock Purdy, right? Mr. Irrelevant. Brock Purdy's phenomenal. He's absolutely phenomenal, dude. I know there's been times where it's like I see people on like Brock Purdy sucks. Brock Purdy sucks. No, dude, Brock Purdy he's a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback. And you know, a lot of people say this, and I'm not going to default him for this, but not anybody can play in the Kyle Shanahan offense. I understand that Kyle Shanahan will aid to his quarterbacks and make their lives easier. Brock Purdy kind of has his own style, bro. Like, he's very mobile, right? And I'm not acting like he's a type of quarterback that's going to go up to the line of scrimmage and start changing plays and stuff. But, you know, the way he plays off script and just with the way Shanahan does his play calling, it works for the 49ers. So Brock Purdy in their quarterback position, obviously they just signed him to that new deal. Like, he's locked up there and they don't have to worry about the quarterback position. They don't have to worry about it. All right, next we got the NFC South, and we'll go to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, I mean, if you look at some of my past videos, dude, I am absolutely ecstatic when it comes to Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield has literally revived his career with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and he's their guy. He is absolutely their guy, no question. I'm pretty sure Baker Mayfield was dealing with an injury. Like, he was literally playing through an injury. And for my Cleveland fans, I don't know if you guys remember, but he also played through an injury that last year he was with you guys, and a lot of people were super upset saying he should have sat and stuff. But even with the injury, Baker Mayfield at times was playing good, but their offense just fizzled out. A lot of questions with their head coach Todd Bowles. You know, they brought in with their offensive coordinator, they got rid of Liam Cohen. It was kind of weird this year, but hopefully that offense can get back to a rebound. I mean, they're stacked at the wide receiver position, and Baker Mayfield is an absolute gunslinger. He's an absolute gunslinger. He's a playmaker, right? I feel like since he's gotten to Tampa Bay, he's even been more mobile on his feet. Like, he's just hyper aggressive. If it's not there, he's taking off. So they got their quarterback locked up for now, right? Like, Baker Mayfield, like I said, he was playing like an MVP at one point, so I don't think there's really much to worry about there. The Atlanta Falcons, the Atlanta Falcons have stuff to worry about, right? They bring in Kevin Stefanski, but the guy right now that we were talking about at the first of the season was Michael Penix, right? And Michael Penix at times looked like he had potential. Like, Michael Penix at times, I was like, bro, I just see a lot of inconsistencies right now. I'm like, if he can just get consistent, there's something there. And Michael Penix is a literal gunslinger. Like, he has a cannon with his left arm. But a lot of inconsistencies with him right before his injury. And then he happened to get injured on top of that. And on top of that, with Kevin Stefanski coming in, you just never know with new head coaches with the guy that they just didn't draft, right? I know they got Kirk there too. I don't currently think that any of the quarterback, Kirk, Michael Penix, I don't think of any of those other guys. I just don't, right? I feel like you should trade for like a Kyler Murray, even though Kyler Murray has a lot of question marks. Kevin Stefanski, you know, he's viewed as the offensive guru, right? Like, I'm not the biggest Kevin Stefanski fan, but I'm like, I think you should bring in another quarterback, even if it's not Kyler Murray, to compete with Michael Penix and these other guys. Because right now you're looking at the quarterback position with the Atlanta Falcons, and it's pretty damn shaky. But if I were to guess, I'd say that Michael Penix is probably going to be the starter come week 1. But if they bring in another quarterback, I just don't know. Yo, you're not subscribed? Come on, man. Why you not subscribed? Be sure to drop a like on this video as well while you're at it. And be sure to follow me on Instagram. Drop any topic of discussion, any question in there. We can make a video on it. Even if you have a player, we can do some film review on them as well. All right, now let's get back to the video. All right, then that leads us to the Carolina Panthers. Carolina Panthers, it's so weird with them. It is a question mark, dude, because at one point, as we all know, Bryce Young was literally looking like a bust. He was looking like a bust, and I was almost to that point where I was like, dude, I'm about to start calling him a bust with the rest of these people. But then he started to play good, right? He started to play good. The offense started to play good. And some people may fault the coaches, all that. I don't know. All I know is that Bryce Young looks really good at times, and at times it's just like, what the hell are we looking at, right? So I feel like going into this next year, he definitely will be their guy at the starting quarterback position. But this will definitely be a prove-it year for Bryce Young. Like, he'll need to go out there and perform good. I'll tell you that much. Even if the coaching is a little bit weird, he'll definitely need to go out there and play good, because with their wide receivers, their running backs, they showed some promise this past year. So Bryce Young will definitely need to go out there and play consistent and show that he's a guy, you know, they'll want to extend him and give him some more money, depending on however much that is. I don't know. You never know in this market. All right, then that leads us to the New Orleans Saints, and I am so pumped about the New Orleans Saints. Dude, they went from Spencer Rattler, a guy who I was like, Spencer Rattler has potential. Like, he has potential. And a guy like Kellen Moore coaching, Spencer Rattler could go out there and ball out. Sure enough, Kellen Moore didn't feel that way. He put in Tyler Shuck, and I didn't know jack about Tyler Shuck. I watched a little bit of film of him when he was in college. But let me tell you what, bro. I understand that he's a little bit older, right? Like, what is he, 24, 25? I understand that. But there's still plenty of life if he were to be a starting quarterback. Right now, he looks like the starter for the New Orleans Saints, and he showed a lot, and I mean a lot of promise in that back end of the season. Like, if the New Orleans Saints had just a little bit more time, there's a chance that they literally could have made the playoffs over the rest of their NFC South divisional opponents if they just had more time with Tyler Shuck. That is a real possibility. So Kellen Moore he does have something to work with there. And Tyler Shuck at the end of that season showed a lot of promise, and I'm very excited about him being in New Orleans next year. All right, this leads us to the NFC North. We'll go with the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota Vikings, if you don't know, you'll know now. You know, JJ McCarthy, it's been all over the place. He got hurt, right? His rookie year, he didn't get to play at all. What probably wasn't going to start was Sam Darnold, especially with Sam Darnold playing so good. But then he came back. You know, they decided to gamble, get rid of Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold goes to Seattle, like we just talked about earlier. And JJ McCarthy comes in. And JJ McCarthy, bro, it started off really rocky. He got hurt, came back, up and down. He gets hurt. My thing with JJ McCarthy is I was like, okay, he showed at times that he can play good. Like he showed at times he could be a good quarterback, and I'm sure KOC could build upon that off another season if he plays good. But along with him being inconsistent, my biggest thing with JJ McCarthy right now, and this is an uphill climb with the starting quarterback. For other positions, it's a struggle, right? But if you can't have your quarterback there and he can't be there for games, he's just always hurt, that's a problem. That's something that JJ McCarthy is currently working through. And JJ McCarthy needs to be healthy, and he needs to be there for his team so we can see if he can kind of build off of each performance each week, right? Because with him getting hurt, we just can't see that. And who knows? I've been seeing people talk about the Minnesota Vikings bringing in competition to go along with JJ McCarthy. I don't really see a problem with that. Bringing in a Mac Jones to like compete with him. Why not? Why not? The Minnesota Vikings are literally ready to win now. They are. Like, anybody that says otherwise, they're wild. All right, then we'll go to the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers, it's a Jordan Love show, right? It's a Jordan Love show. I really like Jordan Love. The one thing that bothers me about Jordan Love's game, this is just me personally, this is just me being nitpicky. I can't stand how that bro throws off his back foot. And sometimes he puts up these deep, lofty, like lobby type balls in the air off his back foot, and they end up getting picked. And I'm like, fix that mechanic, bro. Like, I'm not somebody that's all gung-ho over mechanics, but I'm like, quit throwing off your back foot. Dude, you literally have a cannon right arm. Like, you know, get into it. Don't throw off your back foot. But no, all in all, Jordan Love, he's a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback, and he is definitely the Green Bay Packers guy. I know there's like some questions when it came to like him and LaFleur in the offense, but all in all, they have a good thing going there. And you know, like, I'm definitely putting stock in the Green Bay Packers and in Jordan Love, because even in a competitive NFC North, Jordan Love, along with good coaching from Matt LaFleur, he's going to give you a good shot, because you get those games where he's just going crazy, just throwing all over the place. And he doesn't really have a number one wide receiver there. Christian Watson is the guy in my opinion, but he's like always banged up. And Jordan Love is always showing that at times he could literally be playing like a top 5, top 7 quarterback. So that's current standing with the Green Bay Packers. Detroit Lions, bro. Jared Goff. Yeah, Jared Goff is good. I do actually think that Jared Goff is a pretty damn good quarterback. And, you know, I've seen some people at times, I mean, during the end of last year, you see some weird games from Jared Goff. But at the same time, with bad offensive coaching, I thought that Jared Goff in that offense, they were scoring a lot of points. They were scoring a lot of points, and he was the guy. So I really don't think you can look at that and be like, they need to possibly bring in another quarterback. I'm like, no, Jared Goff is the guy. Are there some things about his game that are kind of right? Like, he's not the most mobile guy. There's a lot of mobile players in the NFL. He doesn't have that thing going for him, but Jared Goff is a guy that the Detroit Lions definitely, I think, should look forward to the future with him and not have to worry about bringing in another guy currently right now, because he's that dude. He's that dude. All right, then that leads us to Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears, Caleb Williams, dude, has been through it, right? His rookie year, a lot of people were talking a lot of shit, but Caleb Williams with Ben Johnson has showed that if he just has good coaching, he's gonna play good. And Caleb Williams, bro, like, he's insane at times. When he gets going and he's in a rhythm, he's literally insane. Like, as in arms in the NFL, he had, in my opinion, he may have the strongest arm. Some people, that will get some people going. In my opinion, he may have the strongest arm, because when you watch Bears games, at times it's like, bro, like, lay off the mustard just a little bit. But I thought he was phenomenal this year, and I don't think they have to worry about that position, especially with a coach like Ben Johnson, right? I think there are things Caleb can work on, definitely. Like, his accuracy, I think his accuracy needs work, and that's something that he's going to need to work through in this season. I hope he like gets that better, because if his accuracy gets way on point in this upcoming season, he gets up, you know, above 66% completion percentage, I think that Bears offense is even going to be that much more potent. So that's where the Bears stand right now. And that leads us to the NFC East. We're going to go Washington. And Washington, Jaden Daniels had that phenomenal rookie season. Then he goes into this year and he was literally banged up all season. And I'm not worried about Jaden Daniels. Like, Jaden Daniels showed that he's a baller. Jaden Daniels is an absolute baller. Some of the concerns going in when they had him was, oh, well, you know, his frame, is he going to stay healthy? I don't know if that had anything to do with this past season, but he was banged up a lot. Like, he was banged up a lot. And I'm like, dude, I hope this isn't like a trending thing with Jayden Daniels, because the talent is there. The talent is not a concern. Even with the new OC coming in who we don't know, I don't really think you have to worry about Jayden Daniels. But his health, that'll be something that we'll need to monitor, right? With the Commanders, their whole team is just weird as a whole. They're an old team, and there's just a weird vibe with the Commanders right now. And I just hope that Jayden Daniels can stay healthy and be there for his team, because he literally has stardom potential. I mean, people are talking about him being a top 5, top 7 quarterback his rookie year. And this last year just wasn't it. It just wasn't it, bro. All right, then that leads us to the Dallas Cowboys. Dak Prescott, Mr. Freaking, he's getting paid this much. Dude, Dak Prescott is a good quarterback. He is a good quarterback. Like, the Dallas Cowboys legitimately can win a Super Bowl with Dak Prescott, as much shit as people want to talk about him. And, you know, the funny thing for me is I was like, dude, George Pickens is going to ball out. Like, George Pickens is going to a team with a real quarterback. Sure enough, George Pickens went out there and had a career year. And sure, yeah, that does speak to George Pickens. But I also think that speaks to Dak, dude. Like, Dak is legit. And Brian Schottenheimer surprised people this year. And I just think, you know, if you have, even if they don't bring back Pickens, I still think Dak has that floor, has that ceiling, to the point where if the offense is good enough and there's good enough talent around Dak, he literally can go out there and elevate a game. I know at times it can get weird, but he can win you a Super Bowl. Make no mistake. All right, that leads me to the Philadelphia Eagles. My birds, let's go. Now, man, Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has got a lot of doubters right now. He has a lot of doubters. I'm not one of them, because Philly fans just want to cast out a quarterback every other year. That's kind of the theme with our fans. I'm not like that. I'm willing to ride a quarterback through the highs and the lows. That's just my thing. Was this last year not good? Yeah, it wasn't good. And I'm not going to put all of it on Kevin Patullo, because at times it was like, what the fuck, Jalen? Like, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing? Like, the Chargers game, I was like, what are you doing, bro? We literally had it in our grasp. 5-6 turnovers in that game. Like, you can't do that. And that's just not Jalen Hurts. But in this upcoming season, with new offensive coaches, can't blame it all on the offensive coaches. Like, Jalen, my boy, he has to go out there. He has to have a good season. Like, he needs to play good. I still thought Jalen played good this year. Maybe that's just the biased fan in me. But looking at other quarterbacks and their statistics and just overall, I was like, I don't know what people are talking about. Yes, the offense was bad, but I don't think Jalen was bad. But he's definitely my guy. I don't have any, I do, yeah. I'm like, Jalen does need to play better. Other people would say otherwise. Some people want him out. And yes, Jalen Hurts does need to play better, or those conversations will get going and people will be like, do they need to replace him? And if Jalen goes out there and balls out this year, even if he plays just like good football, the Eagles are probably going to extend him on his contract. I'm telling you that right now. Just saying. New York Giants, bro. Yeah, I mean, me just talking about the Eagles, they waxed our ass once with Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart was so fun to watch this year. And my thing with Brian Daboll, I wanted him out because I was like, all right, I'm done with this Russell Wilson thing. Like 1 or 2 weeks in, I was like, I'm done with it. I'm literally out. I feel like Jackson Dart literally should have been put in earlier. And as soon as he got in, bro, even through at times when it just wasn't looking good, because there'd be games that you see low passing yards, but it was like, oh, he's getting all these rushing yards. Like, the Giants have a lead. Jackson Dart has plenty of tools to work with, and I think he is a quarterback with good coaching. He could be absolutely phenomenal in the NFL. I really do. Like, that guy, just his attitude, the swagger, like the aura that he brought to the New York Giants in that season, you could feel it in the fans. Like, dude, I know I'm just talking about the Birds, but the Eagles game where they played in New York in the Meadowlands, bro, if you did not watch that game, I could just feel it like electric from the crowd. That was Jackson Dart, and they were balling. So I think that there's so many things to work with there. They bring in John Harbaugh. I don't really know about Matt Nagy. I have major question marks when it comes to Matt Nagy and making Jackson Dart kind of ascend as a quarterback, but we'll have to see. But that dude has the tools to be a pretty damn good quarterback. All right, leads us to the AFC, more specifically the AFC West, and we're gonna go with the Las Vegas Raiders, bro. And I know Raiders fans, I know they're hyped because they're like, we're gonna draft Fernando Mendoza, and you know, maybe the Raiders literally just don't go out there and draft Fernando Mendoza. But if I were to guess, gut feeling, they're probably gonna draft Fernando Mendoza. Now, like, I don't know, maybe they bring in a Malik Willis or something like that. I don't know. It's possible, but pretty sure, just everything I've heard, they're probably gonna bring in Fernando Mendoza. And Fernando Mendoza, he's a pretty damn good quarterback, bro. He's a pretty damn good quarterback. Like, I probably watched about I think I watched like 4 or 5 Indiana games. And I didn't watch the whole game. If I'm being real with you. But I watched that natty and I was like, he's good, bro. Like, he's good. Even that natty, I was kind of like, eh. But I do think Fernando Mendoza could be good with good coaching. And I mean, Kubiak is their head coach now. We saw Sam Darnold go out and play good with Kubiak. So I'm like, why can't Fernando Mendoza go out and play good with Kubiak? And with Kubiak, I'm sure, if I remember right, just from what I'd watched, Fernando Mendoza ran like a lot of like RPOs and shit, right? That's pretty popular in like the college football. But I could see Kubiak putting a little bit of that in there and a little bit of like pro style West Coast offense. I mean, you get into that like Kubiak, Shanahan type stuff. They like to really help their quarterbacks, and I think Fernando Mendoza, because I do think that they'll select him. Like I said, I'll be shocked if they don't. They pick up another quarterback, but that's my gut feeling, is that they'll bring in Fernando Mendoza, and then we'll just have to figure out how good he is, right? Like, when it comes to rookie quarterbacks, some people be like, he's gonna be a bust. He's gonna be good right off the bat. We just don't know when it comes to rookie quarterbacks. So if they do go the Fernando Mendoza route, we'll just have to wait and see. Like week 8, you know, we'll kind of get a feeling, maybe. But then again, with rookie quarterbacks, you just don't know. Then that leads us to the Chiefs, the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, man. Now, you know, when it comes to Patrick Mahomes, there are no question marks when it comes to Patrick Mahomes. He's phenomenal. Like, some would consider him up there with some of the best, and he is. He could go down as one of the best. He already is in that conversation. But you know, it's been a little bit weird the past couple seasons. Like, Patrick Mahomes has not been playing like the best quarterback the past couple seasons. Their offense has just been weird. But, you know, I'm not going to sit here and act like he literally isn't one of the top 3 GOATs as in quarterbacks in the league, because he is. But going into this next season, it'll be very interesting because he had that ACL injury, right? And if you don't know, I mean, it feels like most of us know, Patrick Mahomes, he's mobile. He likes to move around and just like use his body to like get around, navigate. It'll be interesting coming off an ACL injury. Like, I would assume that Patrick Mahomes is probably going to be pretty healthy, right? Like, we're not in the times of like, oh, ACL injury, you're done, career's over. No, we're not in that anymore. I would expect him to come back and be good. But, you know, like I said, he's mobile, so how mobile is he going to be coming back, right? Like, I just don't know what that aspect with him, with how mobile Patrick Mahomes is. It's like, how is he going to be playing? And especially with Eric Bieniemy coming back. Now, I expect him to play better with Eric Bieniemy because Matt Nagy, ever since Matt Nagy's took over their offense literally has been shit. Like, it literally has been ass. So Eric Bieniemy coming back, it could be really beneficial for Patrick Mahomes. And like, you know, sorry, I'm going on a tangent on Patrick Mahomes, but I remember when Tom Brady, I'm trying to remember if he was like 31, 32. I was much younger, but I remember Tom Brady had the ACL injury, came back, literally the same dude. And now we're further along with medicine, further along with recovery. I think Patrick Mahomes is going to be just fine. All right, then we'll go to the Los Angeles Chargers. Justin Herbert, bro. I am not a Justin Herbert hater. I'm not. My thing with Justin Herbert is I get really... when people excuse, like, just how bad he is in so many playoff appearances, I'm like, don't you see a little bit of a pattern here? Now, I'm not saying he can't break that chain, because I'm expecting Justin Herbert at some point to break that and ascend and possibly get the AFC Championship game, Super Bowl. I don't know. He has insane talent, right? And I'm expecting Justin Herbert to do that, but he does need to break that chain. But here's a little treat for Chargers fans. With you guys bringing over Mike McDaniel, I don't see any way in hell that Justin Herbert doesn't go out there and play good. I would be shocked. I literally would be shocked. I mean, you saw with times Tua's good, Justin Herbert's way better than Tua. And McDaniel is that type of guy. He just has things going all over the place, try to confuse defenses. Justin Herbert with that arm and the smarts on that guy, I expect him to take full advantage of that and literally ball out this year. Like, the Chargers not going to the AFC Championship game in this upcoming season would be very disappointing to me. So I think Justin Herbert's going to be really good in this upcoming season. That leads us to the Denver Broncos. Bo Nix, such heartbreak, bro. Like, the fact that he got hurt after that game, I was like, holy shit. Like, especially watching the Super Bowl, it's like, if Bo Nix was out there, there's a realistic chance they could have won the Super Bowl. Like, the Denver Broncos, I'm not going to say win the Super Bowl. I'm not going to go that far. I walked that back a little bit. But I think they would have made it more competitive than the Patriots. Bo Nix is a good quarterback. I don't really understand the hate when it comes to Bo Nix. I mean, I remember even when he was a rookie, before he even took a snap, people were hating him. Him and Caleb in the same draft, people were hating them, just shredding them apart. And I'm like, Bo Nix is good. Yeah, at times, like, the Broncos offense can get weird. Like, it doesn't look good. But I'm like, Bo Nix ain't going anywhere, dude. Like, that's their guy. You get that far, especially with a guy like Bo Nix. I'm like, especially Denver Broncos fans. They're not like East Coast fans. They're not going to try to be like, oh, we want him out. And I think Sean Payton and Bo Nix, they really starting to mold towards the end of the season. Dude, did you watch that Green Bay game? That Green Bay versus Denver game? I was like, this is the Bo Nix I've been waiting for. So I'm expecting Bo Nix to be good. And I mean, they fired their OC. I don't know what will come of that, Lombardi. But I'm expecting big things with Bo Nix coming off an injury. So we'll have to see. All right, that leads us to the AFC South. And we're going to go the Indianapolis Colts. I expect them to bring back Daniel Jones. I do. I just saw something the other day saying that Anthony Richardson is going to probably request a trade. I don't know how true that is or not, but I'm like, yeah, you should probably request a trade, because Daniel Jones coming back, I expect Daniel Jones to come back. Like, are they saying he's going to be ready for training camp? I don't know, but I don't think there is any other direction to go with the quarterback position for the Indianapolis Colts. You get back Daniel Jones, and some people like Sam Darnold, they were just waiting for Daniel Jones to play bad, and I'm like, he's having a good year. Like, why can't people just admit, like, he's having a damn good year? As soon as he got hurt, the Colts literally took a nosedive. I know Phillip Rivers played decent at times, but Daniel Jones is the guy you bring back, and I think that's a guy, if he's healthy in this upcoming season, whenever he comes back, I think that's a guy you invest in and you don't even look back. At least those Jacksonville Jaguars, Liam Cohen coming in, man, like, you could just tell that Trevor Lawrence was just having fun playing football. It just seemed like he enjoyed the game of football with Liam Cohen out in there, right? Expectations with Trevor Lawrence are always big every year. And ever since he was drafted, the expectation and the bar for Trevor Lawrence has always been there. And the Prince, as some people call him, the Prince. I know some of the media, they call him the Prince. I know he hasn't played up to that par, but I do think Trevor Lawrence is a guy I would not be shocked to see them in the AFC Championship game. I would not be shocked to see them get to a Super Bowl. I think he's good enough to do that. Now, his second year with Liam Cohen, I would hope that he's going to kind of like get better, right? With his first year head coach, get better. Second year with Liam Cohen, and we'll kind of go from there. But right now, he's on a pretty big deal, so I don't think they're getting rid of him anytime soon. Later on, another season, we talk about it, but right now, Trevor Lawrence, the Prince, is their guy. He's their guy. That leads us to the Houston Texans. CJ Stroud, man, oh my God. Like, the past couple seasons, the first season it was the offensive line, right? And they got rid of Slow. People were talking about the offensive line play. The offensive line is so bad. Excuse CJ Stroud for the offensive line play. And I'm like, the offensive line is terrible, but I'm like, CJ Stroud's kind of starting to develop some tendencies, kind of some bad tendencies. But like we've seen with Bryce Young, because CJ Stroud got off to a hot start compared to Bryce Young, right? Like Bryce Young, it's just been a lot of roller coaster play when it comes to CJ Stroud. It really has. And like, I would like to partly blame that on the offensive line, but there are also things with CJ Stroud where it's like, what the hell is going on? I mean, like, did you watch him in the playoffs? They were just getting by because of their defense. Like my birds were just getting by because of the defense too. But like CJ, with the Houston Texans, it's like, what is going on with CJ? Like CJ, he looks so good at times. Like, he looks so good. He looks like a top 5, top 7 quarterback. And then another time you're like, what is going through his head? And so there's a lot of question marks whether they pay him or not. And I think it's very similar to Bryce Young. I'm like, you don't have to pay him now. I'm sure the agent's going to want to talk contract now, but I'm like, let him play on that deal and then talk, right? Like, talk in season. Why not? I'm sure that's probably not going to happen. Maybe it will happen. I don't know. But I'm like, you don't have to sign CJ Stroud to a long contract. I don't think they go any direction. I don't think it's like the Panthers, because I think you retain CJ Stroud. How long that contract is, 4 years, I don't think you sign CJ Stroud to a 4-year contract. I think you sign into like a 2 or 3 year contract. Just my opinion. I think that's the route you go. I don't think you have to lock him up to anything super long forward. You know what I mean? So that's where the Texans stand. And then that leads us to the Tennessee Titans. In the Tennessee Titans, Cam Ward, I feel so bad for Cam Ward. But at the same time, I feel like it worked towards his benefit, right? We didn't get a lot of talk when it came to Cam Ward. Cam Ward just did not. He did not get that national coverage that we've seen from first-round picks. And bothered some people. Some people also didn't bother. If you really look into things with the Tennessee Titans, he actually had a pretty good season. I know the stats didn't show it, but he showed it was like, oh yeah, like he has the capabilities. Like, if you get the right coaching in there for Cam Ward, he could actually be a pretty damn good quarterback, right? With Robert Saleh coming in, bringing in Brian Daboll, I expect Cam Ward to have really good coaching. I expect him to get even that much better. Hell, he could even be the best quarterback in the AFC South. It's very possible if you look at the current format of the AFC South. It's possible. All right, now leads us to the AFC North. We're gonna go Bengals. Freaking bro. Joe Burrow, I think he's the best quarterback in the NFL. Hot take. Some people would call me crazy. I think he's the best quarterback in the NFL. I really do. You look at the Cincinnati Bengals, their defense has been straight garbage, but for some reason their offense with Zach Taylor, who is constantly underheating, I don't know. I'm starting to kind of shift on Zach Taylor. I'm like, I don't think he should get fired. I'm like, I think they just need to find a good DC that kind of falls on him. But you look at Joe Burrow and that offense, they go out there and they put up so many points, bro. They put up so many points every year. You had Joe Burrow with those wide receivers, bro. It's absolutely insane. And at times, like I said, Joe Burrow, I think he's the best. So there's no questions there for me. Joe Burrow just needs to stay healthy because he gets banged up a lot. Like we talked about with some of these other quarterbacks, he needs to stay healthy like those guys. But that's a guy, whether he's hurt, not there, you're not getting rid of him anytime soon because he is one of the best in the league. No question. All right, then that leads us to the Cleveland Browns. It's a mess. It's a mess, right? Like, who do they have the first this year? Kenny Pickett. They had Joe Flacco. They drafted Dylan Gabriel. They drafted Shadur Sanders. They still have Deshaun Watson. They get rid of Joe Flacco in season. They get rid of Kenny Pickett. You know, they start with Dylan Gabriel. They bench Dylan Gabriel. They bring in Shadur Sanders. Shadur Sanders, it was better than Dylan Gabriel, in my opinion. But right now, like, I'm hearing people talk about Deshaun Watson. And is Todd Monken gonna let Deshaun Watson have a chance? I'm like, please no. Oh, you know what? Go ahead. It's like such the Cleveland thing. Let it play out. See if Deshaun Watson is good, and if he isn't good, let Shadur have a chance, right? Like, I just don't know what direction the Cleveland Browns are gonna go. I have no idea, right? I think they should go Shadur, but hell, for all I know, is Deshaun Watson plays good under Todd Monken. I don't think so, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. But it's between those two. It's between Shadur and it's between Deshaun Watson. Dylan Gabriel's out of this. I'm sorry for Dylan Gabriel fans. All right, Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore Ravens, Lamar Jackson. It's Lamar Jackson show. There are no questions there. Lamar Jackson was banged up a lot this past season. His play was a little bit weird. Some people thought it was maybe his injuries. Possibly it was. I don't know, right? But if there's one thing I do know, Lamar Jackson is literally incredible. He's insane. He's in that top 3, top 4 quarter. He's a top 3. I'm not going to get crazy. He ain't no top 4. He's a top 3 quarterback, depending on the week with those guys. Josh Allen. But Patrick Mahomes, I'm sorry. He's 4 right now. He needs to play better. He does. I'm sorry, Kansas City fans. But Lamar Jackson's incredible. And I've been seeing a lot of people talk about him possibly being traded. If they traded Lamar Jackson, Baltimore fans would lose their shit, dude. They would lose their shit. They would have no hope. I'm telling you that right now. So, do I see Lamar Jackson getting traded? No, I don't. But it is a possibility, and I do see people talking about it, and I'm like, bro, if they trade him, that fan base will turn. Obviously, they'll still be fans because they're diehards, but they won't be happy about it. And I'm expecting Lamar Jackson to just go out and do his thing, even with the OC that they brought in. Like, I'm still expecting him to be that guy. Will the offense be a little bit weird? Yeah, maybe. But Lamar Jackson will do his thing, so you ain't got to worry about him. Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah, they got major question marks. We don't even know if Aaron Rodgers is going to play with Mike McCarthy. Who knows? Some people are like, oh, him and Mike McCarthy have this really good relationship. I'm like, okay, cool. Maybe bring him in. But I'm like, I made a video recently. Bring in Malik Willis. Bring in Malik Willis. Like, why not? Bring in a young guy, Mac Jones. Anybody. Bring in any young quarterback. Mike McCarthy knows what he's doing on the offensive side. I seen it with the Green Bay Packers. I saw it with the Dallas Cowboys. Very successful offenses. I expect his staff, his whole coaching staff, more specifically on the offense, to be good. You bring in a young guy, just see what you can work with, man. Like, Pittsburgh is stuck in this like lull right now. They're like so like in between. They're not bad. They're not good. Who is their quarterback? Bring in a young guy. Mike McCarthy, I'm sure, could do a pretty damn good job. So for right now, it's a major question mark. Nobody knows who the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback is going to be. We just don't know. Nobody knows. All right, that leads us to the AFC East. Patriots, New England Patriots. Drake May, I understand. He didn't really have a good playoff run. Didn't really have that good of a Super Bowl. I mean, it was a terrible Super Bowl. Let's be real here. It wasn't a good Super Bowl. But like, Drake May, he literally was only in his second year. And, going into this next year, I expect him to just get even that much better. If you were to ask me at the start of the season if Drake May and the New England Patriots are going to get to the Super Bowl, I probably would have been like, no. I would have been like, no, they ain't going to get to the Super Bowl. Like, yeah, I expect them to be better. They ain't going to get to a Super Bowl, though. But in the regular season, I understand the schedule was cupcake. That may have affected just the overall record of the Patriots. But Drake May individually went out and showed that he is their guy. And that is their guy that they invest in. If you honestly think that Drake May is not good, I think you're kind of crazy. I'm like, okay, he just needs to play better against better teams. That's kind of his thing right now. The Patriots as a whole, not just him, need to play better against better teams, some of these better teams in the NFL with winning records. So Drake May, he'll be just fine. He'll be just fine, bro. What is he going into? He's going into his third year. Yeah, his third year, he'll be just fine. All right, that leads us to the New York Jets. What do the New York Jets do? I mean, they paid Justin Fields kind of a lot of money, in my opinion, just for them to bench him. They have no answer at the quarterback position right now. Like, I've seen people saying, oh, they'll trade up and take Fernando Mendoza. No, I don't want you guys to trade up and take Fernando Mendoza, because the New York Jets, not trying to hurt anybody's feelings, but all they've done for the last little while is destroy some of these young quarterbacks with potential. And I think they got all those draft picks. They just need to draft, build their team. Just bring in like a filler gap. Just bring in like not a filler gap. What's the word for that? But you know what I'm saying? Like, they bring in a quarterback and they're just there for like a year temporarily, and they build their team. That's what the Jets need to do. The quarterback position for the New York Jets, out of all these teams, They should not worry about that. They just need to build their damn team, dude. So I don't know who the New York Jets quarterback is going to be. They are another question mark, like the Pittsburgh Steelers, but they're not the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're just not. They're different. They're different. The Miami Dolphins, yes, they currently have Tua Tagovailoa, and I've seen reports they're talking about moving off of him. I don't know how. I mean, they're paying Tua a lot of money. They're paying him a lot of money, bro. And I'm like, do you trade him somewhere? Like, where do you trade him? Are you just going to invest in Quinn Ewers? I mean, you got to think, Quinn Ewers at one point at Texas was viewed as like a possible Heisman winner. He was viewed super highly, and then, you know, play kind of fizzled out a little bit. But Quinn Ewers with NFL coaching, I'm like, is he one of those guys like kind of like a Brock Purdy that with NFL good offensive coaching, could he just ball out? They brought back Bobby Slowick. I'm like, could Slowick just go out there and show that it was CJ Stroud and it wasn't him and make Quinn Ewers good? It's possible, but I'm not expecting Tua to be the starter week 1. I'm not, so we'll see what they have to do. But right now, currently, Quinn Ewers, my guess would be the guy that is going to be the starting quarterback come week 1. So I don't know. We'll see. Last team, the Buffalo Bills. It's like I talk about with Burrow, like I talk about with Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. You know, there are no questions when it comes to Josh Allen. There aren't. He's retaining his OC as his head coach. I don't see any reason he should go out there and have a bad season. Like, my biggest gripe with Josh Allen is, like, people like to give him so many excuses when he, like, makes a miss or he has a bunch of turnovers. I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, dude, I understand you're one of the best, but I'm like, do your thing, bro. Like, you can't be doing this, especially in a position like you guys literally just could have went to the Super Bowl. This was a prime season for them to go out and get to the Super Bowl. But Josh Allen had some mishaps, bro. I mean, you watched him against the Denver Broncos. It was like a couple times it was like, what is happening right now, Josh? Like, what is going on? But no, he is literally one of the best. He's in that top 3, top 4, shuffle, Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes starts playing good, you know, and then we'll have to do a whole shuffle with the top 4. But there are no worries with Josh Allen. He's absolutely incredible, and he is Superman. There's a reason we call him Superman. So yeah, man, that's every team's current quarterback situation. You know, some of them major question marks. That sucks. That sucks for them. But we'll see what happens in free agency. We'll see what happens in the draft. We'll just have to see what happens. Anyways, guys, be sure to drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys thought about all the teams. Be sure to drop a like, subscribe to your boy. All we do is talk football here. Make sure to vibe with me. Make sure to come vibe and talk football with me, man. Let me know any video ideas that you guys want. All right, guys. I'll quit freaking talking hella. Yeah, appreciate you watching. It's your boy Shady Luke. I'm outie, and I will catch you on the next one. Deuces.